Learning Korean until I become fluent, day 8. Excuse me. So going or continuing on with this restaurant theme, another phrase that normally would come up is, may I get a glass of water? Okay, so it's like almost the same as may I get the bill or the check. So instead of the check, we're getting a glass of water. Let's hear it.
물 한 잔 주시겠어요?
물 한 잔 주시겠어요? 물 한 잔 주시겠어요? 물 한 잔 주시겠어요? So water, a glass of. Can you bring it to me? Water, a glass of. Can you bring it to me? 물, water, 한 잔, a glass. 주시겠어요? This is completely backwards. So we're going water, glass of water, I guess. The front part. May I get? And the implied you, right? May I get a glass of water? Even in English, it's the implied, there's an implied you, right? Can you bring me a glass of water? May I get a glass of water? Interesting. Very interesting. 물 한 잔 주시겠어요? So context really is important here. 물 한 잔 주시겠어요? Wow. Okay. Cool. Normally in Asian places, they ask you if you want hot water or cold water. So let me ask that. Okay, let's hear it.
물 한 잔 주시겠어요? 따뜻한 물로 드릴까요? 찬물로 드릴까요?
따뜻한 물로 드릴까요? 찬물로 드릴까요? Again, this is one of those languages where like my lips, my tongue, not used to the way that I'm just not used to speaking this. 따뜻한 물로 드릴까요? 찬 물로 드릴까요? 드릴. It's like drill, but you're adding more syllables there. 드릴까요? 따뜻한. Well, 따뜻한 is more like warm, right? I guess you would normally drink warm water instead of hot water. I mean, that aside, it makes sense here. 따뜻한 물로 드릴까요? 찬 물로 드릴까요? Interesting. What a You're basically asking two questions here. Do you want? I should say, should I give it to you? Should I give you hot water ? Or should I give you cold water ? You could also say, I think, 따뜻한 물로 드릴까요? 아니면 or 찬 물로 드릴까요? But we're splitting hairs here at this point. 물 한 잔 주시겠어요? 따뜻한 물로 드릴까요? 찬물로 드릴까요? I don't know. Okay, I mean, this is not too complicated. 물 한 잔 주시겠어요? 따뜻한 물로 드릴까요? 찬물로 드릴까요? 물 한 잔 드릴까요? 야, 물 한 잔, what? 물 한 잔 주시겠어요? 주시겠어요. 물 한 잔 주시겠어요? 주시겠어요. 물 한 잔 주시겠어요? 물 한 잔 주시겠어요? 물 한 잔 주시겠어요? 주시겠어요. I think one thing for me, it's like, I don't normally ask for things. So the word 주시겠어요, right? I'm familiar with it. Like, can you get this for me? But I don't really use it I think it's just my personality. I don't really ask for things. 주시겠어요? 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 So it's like one thing. This is sort of like a personal story. Not even a personal story. This is like how I interface with Korean in my life, at least. I normally listen to Korean, right? And most of what I listen to, I understand. Let's say most of it. But when it comes to actively speaking it, where I have to conjure up the words, the grammar, and even just like the actual physical, like my lip movements, my mouth movements, it's very difficult for me, right? So 물 한 잔 주시겠어요, right? If I were to hear that, I would understand completely. Like I would understand exactly what that means. But if you were to ask me to say this or ask me to ask this question without even looking up Google Translate or whatever, it would be kind of tough, right? I mean, isn't that kind of interesting? 따뜻한 물로 드릴까요? 찬물로 드릴까요? Right? Even that, like if I were to listen to that or hear that, I would immediately understand what that means. But if you were to ask me to say it, unprompted, just by myself, on my own, I wouldn't be able to do it. Not this eloquently. It's weird. Completely weird. But that's just me. Anyways, that is day 8. We're talking a lot about water and hot water and cold water. Anyways, see you guys tomorrow.